January 21st, and it's cold. It feels really cold. I don't know, of -3. So definitely cold. We are getting a little more snow outside. It's just kind of been a dusting. The road was covered though because it's so cold. I am ready for a warm-up, most definitely. Morning, Mom. It's cold today. So Nutmeg did stay in the kidding room last night. She didn't want to stay in here. But it's the best way to be able to check on her on the camera. So she's in here with Chia. Hi, Nutmeg. She still has not had the babies. Turn on some lights. Ooh, I think I unplugged something. There we go. Really need to move around some of these cords. Looks like it's 20 degrees in here. Nutmeg, where are you going? Oh. I didn't plug it in all the way. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. Chia. There we go. Oh no, Goose, why are you out? I guess Goose decided to open the door. Or actually, I bet Nutmeg opened it and let him out. Nutmeg, come here. Nutmeg. Well, Nutmeg's now 2 days overdue. The last thing she needs is to be chased by Goose. Sorry, Goosey. No friends for you. Hi, Turkey. I saw Peter yesterday. I put some feed out for him. I don't know where he went. Lou and Cecily and her kids have been sleeping in the middle now, since Chia's been over here with her babies. But Meg, are you ready to have these babies? Good morning, Gio. Yes, Goose is coming in and checking out his ladies. It's locked back into the middle. Hi, Chia. Did you stay warm last night? So I did put a hard plastic heating pad, and it's right under this blanket. So it feels really warm. They have the 2 heat lamps on them, and they're all up walking around, which for baby goats is a good sign that they are feeling good and that they're warm enough. If they get huddled into like a little pile and hunched up, then they're too cold. So that the sign that they're walking around and wagging their tails and looking at things is good. Hey, big guy. See how tall these bucklings are. They're really, really long. Not sure if your name's Missy or Mickey. Good morning. We're admiring these new babies. They were born Sunday night. It's very cold here, so yes, they'll be wearing sweaters for a while. They're still kind of getting used to their footing. They're still a little bit wobbly. They're still unfolding. You can see their legs don't look super straight yet. Hi, Enrique. Enrique. Sorry, not sure how to pronounce your name. Good morning. So this is our little doe. She's so cute. What are you doing? This turkey is so nosy. It feels kind of cold with the door open. So I'll probably shut that. Hi, little baby. Good morning. You guys are so sweet. Can't believe all three of you were curled up in there. Her water did freeze over. Last night, Chad put another outlet here in the corner, so it'll be a little easier to manage the cords of the heat lamps. Since we have two more does that are probably going to be in this pen within a few days, we just needed another outlet to plug in heat lamps. I also have another heating pad to try to keep them warm, so thank goodness we have electric in the barn and that the electric is not out. Otherwise, that would be a real headache. Goats are waiting their bucket of feed. Turkey. Nutmeg's on day 147. 145 days is the gestation for miniature goats. So she's cooking those babies well done. It's pretty normal for me to have them go up to 3 days over. I have a friend whose doe is on day 150. You don't want to go out there. Goose is out there. So I'm not going to complain about Nutmeg being at day 147. You guys get your pans clean? Are you ready? Are you ready to eat? Oh, sorry, Goose. Some of them are a little sleepy. They're not getting up. They are usually the ones that come out and eat separately. Nutmeg, you don't need to go out there. Goose is out there. You can eat in here, Nutmeg. So usually Revy comes out. There we go. Revy. There's Easy. Nutmeg, why are you leaving? There's Cecily, Blue, her kids. There's Midnight. Okay, Eclipse, you don't need to come out. Chia, why are you going out? Okay, Eclipse came out. Vanilla Bean and Moon. They should be the last ones. Unless Tiny wants to come out. No, Blackberry. Blackberry is super annoying. Blackberry, no. Good morning, Karen. Hope you're doing well. Just let a bunch of goats out. They're all looking for feed. There you go. They really love this beet pulp. It's like their favorite. Oh, sorry. Okay, sprinkled some on Blue's head. There you go. Here, Easy, watch your head. What can I do for you, Turkey? Guys are all bouncing around. Easy. That was not nice. Here, I'll grab the other feed pan, guys. Did your mama leave? Yeah, she went out to socialize with the other goats. Are you okay with that? Are you talking? They're starting to get a little more. Oh, good morning, Mike. Oh, thank you. They look kind of funny with the red light on them. The babies are getting very curious now that they had like a full day to unfold and get used to life on their feet. Yesterday they were they mostly slept, I think, most of the day because they were up all night Sunday night. Every time I checked the camera, they were up walking around. You have a feather on your head. This is the super bossy one. It screams whenever you pick it up. Oh, today it didn't. I must have gotten used to it. Good morning, big guy. It's currently 3 degrees here, so it's feeling a little chilly. I wonder if they're hungry. So Willow gave them a bottle yesterday. She said that they took it really easily, that they really wanted the bottle. So she didn't look super full. I wonder if all of her milk came in. So we probably will give her a bottle again. Or give all 3 of them a bottle. It seems like they're staying warm really easily. Hi, buddy. Wait, are you the screamer? No, you didn't scream. No, there you go. You're the screamer. Really? Was it that bad for me to pick you up? This little doe is super sweet. So usually after the first day, they don't drink. The colostrum is not really as beneficial for them. So yesterday Willow did give them some powdered colostrum, but they all drink colostrum from Chia too, so it's really essential that they do get colostrum. I always try to make sure they drink within the first hour of life. they're on this hard heating pad, so it's so easy for them to walk. So they're getting a little spunky. Chia cannot wait to go back out into the main pen. Chia was born in April 5 years ago. It was right after it was kind of during the pandemic lockdowns. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years. So it was fun to have some new baby goats then. At that time, we only had Nutmeg and Tiny and a doe named Chimichanga. And so with just the 3 goats, the 2 of them having kids was super exciting for us. Chimichanga has since gone on to a pet home. I'm not sure if she was a hermaphrodite or a free martin, but she was sterile. She couldn't be bred. So here, with so much of the focus being on breeding goats and, showing goats that are in milk, they don't really get as much attention as they would if they were in a home that's looking for pets. Are you trying to jump? You guys can barely walk, let alone jump. Oh my gosh. Just stepped over your brother. So last night I checked on Nutmeg several times. I put her in this room so I could just log into the camera. She was kind of laying down with her ears back, which I always think is kind of a red flag that they're going to have their babies. The hermaphroditism. Hi, Wetface. Good morning. It's pretty uncommon. I think I have encountered... That was the only one that I've encountered. It's more common if you are breeding polled goats. If you breed polled to polled, for some reason it's more popular. Yes, some civil rivalry going on here. A free martin, I think there's a blood test they can do to determine which one it is. I think a free martin is more popular if they are in a litter with a ton of boy babies. So every time I have a set like this with 2 bucklings and a doe, you do have to watch the doe and make sure that she is normal and is going into heat and stuff. It's not super uncommon really, because my sister-in-law has had at least 1. And then I have another doe that was a single. And I don't know, she's never gone into a heat, so I kind of wonder about her. I might do a test on her. A lot of times to be able to tell, they won't go into like a regular heat. Sometimes they have a really bucky head. Sometimes they act really bucky all the time. A lot of times they'll have teats that are way smaller than other goats of their same age. So I think because Nigerian Dwarfs have such large litters, I think maybe you see it a little bit more. Because when I had standards, we never had it. I know they do have it sometimes. I just think because Nigerians have so many kids at one time. Did you guys eat all that feed? Hi, Tiny. These guys are not food. The milk they make is food. We have eaten goat before. Goats, I like goat meat. I think it's good. Nigerian Dwarfs are a little small, I think. There's not as much meat on them as there are some of the larger breeds. And most definitely not like there are on the meat breeds. Some of the boar goats are, they look like a hog almost. They're so rounded. Hi, Blue. guys don't want to go out here. Goose is out here. So Goose is having an issue with his legs. So I put him away from the other senior bucks in here so that way he doesn't have to walk in the snow. At first I thought it was like a urine scald because bucks, you know, they pee on their front legs. But then I kind of noticed it on his back legs. So I've been treating the skin on his legs, and it actually looks like the hair is growing back really well. So I think once it grows back a little bit longer, he should be good to stay out. Actually, his legs look great this morning. I haven't really looked closely at them in a couple days. So right now with our new babies, we have 45 goats here. Of course, with some of those goats only weighing 3 pounds. We have 42 large goats here. And if you hear the whining, Diesel's outside. He must want to come in. Usually Diesel does not come into the barn because the goats don't like him. We are looking for a guardian dog though. So my sister-in-law has Anatolians, and it seems like they've done really well adapting to her farm. I kind of like how they don't have the super long hair of some of the other breeds. The little brown one, yeah. Goose has a super cute face. He's got like a little teddy bear face. I think because his eyes are so far apart. But all of his kids have that face. When he was a baby, he was just the cutest little fluffy teddy bear baby goat you've ever seen. So they have been stuck in this barn for days now, it feels like, because we kept getting snow. The first big snow came on January 5th. And at that point, we got, I think, 12 to 15 inches. Later that week, we added about 3 to 5 inches on top of that. So with their legs being so short and with all the grass being covered up, it didn't really make sense for them to go out. So I feel bad for them being kind of cooped up here with each other. They've done really great. Been adding more minerals. They have a molasses bucket. I usually open this door. They have about an acre fenced, but they haven't been going out. I think because of the snow. So they have the option to go out, but they don't want to go out. I don't force them out into the cold and snow. It's frosty. So you can see it's snowing again today. So we have panels around a small area here, and then once I open that gate, they have about an acre altogether all the way around. We just keep getting snow and rain. I think the exercise and the fresh air is really good for them, especially when they're pregnant. Hi, Cookie. So Cookie is the one that I was curious about. She is 2 years old and she has never been bred. Hi, Licorice. He is a chill guy. This is actually one of his kids. Oh, thanks for liking, guys. Appreciate it. A frozen pond. We have the stock tank out front, and it's like full of water. So it's like a little tiny ice rink. I told William it could be his little hockey rink. Hi, Crumble. You can see. Who are you? Okay, so this is Cheerio. She is now looking so much like Time that I can barely tell them apart. She has the super wide apart eyes, just like Goose. far apart eyes. So Sage is actually due tomorrow. Tomorrow is her due date. She is a first freshener, so I am expecting her to go a few days over at least. Yeah, she does look like an Oreo. Her registered name is Cookies and Cream, actually. So I'll probably put Sage in the kitting room with Nutmeg so I can see them both on the camera. So I give him grass hay. This is first cutting grass hay. And then I also mix in some fourth cutting alfalfa hay. So they really love the alfalfa hay. I think it's important that they also eat the grass hay. Gets their rumen really working, keeps them warm. Yeah, they're so soft and fluffy right now. You would love petting them. Their hair is just so thick. Grace, are you cold? You must have been in a warm spot. So their heated bucket has been keeping their water unfrozen, so we keep changing it. Oh no, guys, I climbed over in the loft, so it's actually latched. Hi, Happy. Happy is really close to her 30 days of pregnancy. She was bred on December 26th. So today's the 21st. So she's up near 26 days. So we're planning to ultrasound her when she gets a little past 30 days. Lulu was bred on December 14th. So she is now past her 30 days. So if it hadn't been so cold, we would have ultrasounded her already. So if we get the heater going, maybe we'll pull it out. I feel bad putting like cold gel on them when it's already cold. We could warm it up though. So she was one that I took to, my sister-in-law has the same breed of goats and she's not very far. So she let me use one of her new bucks on Lulu. So I'm really excited about that breeding. I don't know where the orange cat went. Kitty, kitty. Willow put some food up here for him. He's not our cat. I don't know if he's someone else's cat and he just comes here and sleeps and eats. Oh, actually, there he is. I think now he is actually our cat. Did you adopt us? We saw him last year and then he disappeared for months. And now he's back this year and I know he's probably just staying in the barn just for a nice place to sleep. And we always put food out on the back deck for our barn cat, so I think he must have been up there eating. He seems like he's really well fed, so maybe he does have a home and he just comes here and sleeps. He's completely orange. I really love orange cats. He's got little ears. He's really a sweet guy. Do you have a home? Are we your new home? So I don't think he's fixed, which makes me think he must be a stray. Showed up out of nowhere. You know, peacocks are absolutely terrible for that. There was one in a town near us, and it was known all over the neighborhood because it just went everywhere. It was a white peacock. And then it got hit by a car. I don't know who owned the peacock. And so then there was like a news story about the peacock because everyone knew it. But they just roam. We had one as a kid and it kept going down to the neighbor's house. My brother had to keep like fetching the peacock. You are such a sweet boy. So I already have an orange barn cat, and I don't think he really likes this one. But this guy seems really sweet and mild. So if he sticks around, I think I'll try to get him an appointment to get neutered. I guess if he's someone else's cat, then he'll go back at least neutered. Did you eat, buddy? The other day there was another cat in here, and I think it for sure was the neighbor cat, because the neighbors have like a gray cat with stripes on its face, and it keeps coming over, but it has a collar on, so I know it must be theirs. Actually, I heard them yelling once, and I think they were yelling for it. I have 5 cats here. I have 3 barn cats and then 2 house cats. Although the barn cats usually come in to get food sometimes. I give them wet food in the morning. So they really do an amazing job keeping the mice down. With chickens and goats, there's so much feed laying around that the mice they would get out of control if it weren't for these barn cats. But they are worth their weight in gold. Did you guys all finish eating pellets? Because you haven't finished these. I haven't seen Peter this morning. Usually Willow can find him really easily. I didn't realize you were associated with mysticism. That makes sense. They appear out of nowhere. Chipping is a big thing. Yeah, I think if I did take them in, they could check for a chip. I wonder, like, I have all my goats microchipped. I wonder if it's the same kind of reader, because I have a reader for them. I've been microchipping them all in the tail. But with him not being fixed and a male, I feel like we get like a ton of stray cats around here. I don't know if people drop them off or what, but they keep showing up. A lot of them are so wild that you can't, like, you look at them and they disappear. Yeah, I don't know if my chickens would kill mice or not. I have seen mice in their coop and they just like don't do anything, so maybe my chickens are broke. When the peacock shows up, I can imagine where people would think that because they're so beautiful. Penny, are you upset that you're not being in here at night? She's just dying for attention. Penny was the baby before the new babies came. Yes, you used to be the baby, now you look huge. So last July, Miss Cecily had quads, and they were so tiny. The smallest one, that brown doe over there, was 1 pound and like 12 ounces. And then I think Penny was a couple pounds. Beauty was also under 2 pounds. And so they were just the tiniest little babies. I was like, these goats are never going to be big enough to like breed or show or do anything. But we kept supplementing them with extra bottles from other goats, and they grew really well. Now they're huge. They're on par with the other goats their age. They're really nice and wide. So even if they start out super tiny, they can grow really well. I have seen chickens eat frogs and eat mice. The chickens that I have now are Orpingtons, and they just seem like they're pretty like mild about stuff. They're like a lot of the Rhode Island Reds and the Golden Comets seem a bit more aggressive than the Orpingtons do. My rooster has been, I think I've had him close to 4 or 5 years. He's never attacked me once. He's a really big guy. He's almost 2 feet tall. So some people use Orpingtons for meat as well because they're so large. Oh, you guys are all snuggled up. But they're not as good of layers as the Rhode Island Reds and the Golden Comets are. Yeah, the Rhode Island Reds, you just can't beat them. They lay so well, so regularly. Hi, Holy Mindset TV. Yes, I was wondering where you were. Welcome back. Good morning. Hi, Vanilla Bean. Who is yelling at the door? Crumble. Crumble is always at the door. Okay, you want to go back out? Lulu, did you miss your chance? Come on, Lulu and Grace. So Grace was born on April 27th. And she is one of our biggest kids. This doe is 6 years old. Grace was born at the end of April. So usually the goats are really nice to the babies, especially the older does that have had kids before. They just kind of, they won't bother them. If they try to steal milk from them, they might, shoo them away. The juniors that have never been around babies are kind of oblivious. So I always worry that they might step on them because they're always so crazy and chaotic. But usually goats understand when other goats are babies. They don't try to bother them. Yeah, so a goat is considered a fully grown adult when it's 4 years old. But a lot of times they reach their max height and weight when they're younger than that. Okay, you're being mean, Cecily. Blue, are you okay? So for this breed, most typical does will top out around 80 to 90 pounds, and that's a larger doe. Cecily is 3 years old, and she's not very big. Easy is one of my bigger does, and she will be 6 this year. So she's pretty pregnant right now. When we ultrasounded her, I think we saw 3. So Holy Mindset TV, the orange cat is still in the loft. I didn't think he was, but when I started doing, the cat call, the here kitty kitty, he came out of the hay bale. So he still is up there. I guess my daughter's been taking food to him. So he's probably been hanging out up there for a couple days. The neighbor cat, I actually haven't seen it in a few days. So I think maybe it went home and they put it back in their house. At first, I don't know if it was the neighbor cat because it looked like it was a lot darker. Our neighbor's cat is like a light gray. So this one looked darker to me, but Willow said it was the neighbor cat. Happy, is everyone gonna come out? Okay, Cheerio, you always come out. No, Blackberry. Blackberry is too annoying. She tries to knock everyone down. So we still do have the impersonator. Probably should give him a name because he's not the impersonator anymore. He's been around so long. The neighbor cat, I heard them yelling its name. I can't remember what it was. It was kind of hard to understand. But it's kind of skittish. Like, it has a collar on, but you can't, I've never touched it. So I think it knows that it's at the wrong house. I really wonder where the rabbit's at. Have you guys seen Peter? Cheerio, have you seen Peter? He was so cute. The turkeys have actually been laying more eggs than my chickens have. I didn't check today, but they keep laying eggs in the corner. Goose, did you see Peter? No. So Goose will be 2 years old on February 23rd. So once bucks reach 12 months, they're considered a, oh, that's right, you said Garfield. He looks like a Garfield. He is completely orange. I'll have to tell my daughter to call him Garfield. Oh, Nutmeg. So when they come back to this corner by themselves, that's usually a sign they're getting ready to have their kids. So the turkey did not lay an egg today. We actually ate some of the turkey eggs. The membrane that's right underneath the shell, like that encases the yolk, was so thick, like it was really hard to break. The yolk was smaller than my chicken's eggs too, so they don't really seem like they're optimal for eating. But I don't have a male turkey, so I don't see Peter out here either. It's not like they could hatch anyway. A lot of times he goes around the corner in the barn. You guys ready to go back out? Come on, Tiny. Yeah, I think the cat did choose us as its new home. The cat distribution system has been working. Oh no, the kitten. Cats are notorious for that. I've heard several people say that. There was actually a post. It wasn't our hometown, but it was the town over, and someone was like, there was a cat that came to my house every day, but he hasn't came like this entire week. And then they had a picture of him, and they're like, oh yeah, this was so-and-so's cat. He had like a heart issue, so he had ended up passing, but there was multiple people that were asking about him because he had been going around to all the houses and getting food. I thought that was so sweet, though. They were like sending condolences to the owner. They're like, do you have her address? We want to send her a card. So the cat was very, very loved. Chia, you got to come back out here with your kids. Come on. You've had a break. Cheerio, you were literally just out. Come on. Okay, come back out. So Sage is due tomorrow. No, Cinnamon, you are not due tomorrow. So I'll probably separate her with Nutmeg tonight. Tiny, are you ready to go back out? Tiny's our oldest goat here. She will be 7 in April. She's had triplets. She had triplets for the first time last year. So she's had kids every year since 2020. She's had mostly bucks. Overall, she has had, let's see, 9 bucks and 2 does. So she is a boy mom entirely. And it was a shame. She was like my best doe at the time. And I was like, I just need a doe from you. And she had 3 sets of twin bucklings. And then the next year, she actually had Happy. Happy had a brother too. And then last year, she had 2 bucklings and a doe. That was on the day of the eclipse. We were in the path of totality here. So it's really a big deal for our town. Cheerio, why are you so obsessed with this house? Cheerio keeps trying to get into this playhouse. We brought it out here for the baby bunnies, and she thinks that she is a baby bunny. You are too big. There's someone renting their goats out. So I actually sold a whole group of wethers last year to a lady, and she kind of rents them out. She takes them to people's houses. She puts up like the electric netting, and then they eat like all the overgrowth. So she said she liked having Nigerians along with the standards because the Nigerians eat everything that's low to the ground while the standards eat all of the higher stuff. So I guess she's renting them out. I have never rented out a goat. I've sent a buck out to my sister-in-law's to breed her goats, but that was just for a couple days. He sells some and rents some. Can you imagine renting a goat? You're signing like a rental agreement. But actually, leasing goats is very, very common. And if you go to the American Dairy Goat Association website, there's forms on there if you want to lease a goat to someone. So it does happen in the show world as well. A lot of times people will lease a goat to someone if they have too many to take care of. So they don't want to sell the goat and lose the genetics. So they'll lease it to someone else. That person will, they can breed the goat, they can show the goat. Then it takes, another animal off their plate for a while. Then they can bring that animal back when they're ready. So they never actually lose ownership. But it has to be someone that you really trust because goats can be hard to take care of at times. So I don't know if I would want to lease it. Also, the people are petting them and cuddling them. Yeah, I have seen people do like baby goat cuddle sessions where they come to like a farm and they get to pet all the babies. Hi, Ed. Good morning. So the life expectancy for Nigerian dwarfs is usually around 12 to 13 years. If you go to a standard goat, a lot of times they live to about 11 to 12 years. However, I've seen a lot of Nigerians celebrate their 16th birthday. So they can live longer. It depends really, I think, on the genetics of the goat. Hey, Chad. Hey. Have you seen Peter? Yeah. The orange cat is still upstairs, so Holy Mindset TV suggested we call him Garfield. He looks like a Garfield too.
Yeah. He eats like one.
He eats like one. That's why we're buying so much cat food. So I know some people don't feed their mousers food because they want them to catch mice. I always just feed them what they want because I think they just do it for entertainment. They seem like they really enjoy catching mice. During the warmer months, we'll have a mouse at our door like almost every morning. Turkey. The white turkey really loves to be petted. The black one is not so friendly. The goat grazers, I think, has become pretty common. If you hear about the Goats on the Go Association, I think that they kind of like connect people with grazing herds or something. I know some of them leave them overnight at like a place. A lot of parks use them to clear out the overgrowth. I don't think I would be comfortable leaving any of my goats anywhere overnight. But usually they're like wethers. A lot of times they have horns, so they're not like does that, you know, breed and milk and show. And the goats that I sold to the lady were all wethers too, so. Are you ready to go back in with your kids, Chia? Since you got to go socialize with everybody? Come on. Not ready to go back? Chia.
I found Peter.
Where was he?
He's over there with the black.
What?
Yeah, he's laying in front of one of the hutches.
I'll have to chase him back in here because his feet isn't here.
He looks so warm.
Yeah. She is taking a break from them. She went out and saw all the other goats. Do you guys see the babies? What is that? Look at Grace. I don't think she's ever seen a little baby. She was still a baby when Sassalies were born. They're like, nope, not my kids. I'm not taking care of them. Lulu had Grace last year. She had a little buckling too. Crumble, did you see the babies? Well, Cheerio and Time now look so much alike I can barely tell them apart. But when they scream, you can tell it's Cheerio because she has this super high-pitched scream. What are you looking at back there? Really? So you're planning on getting a raven too? I know that they're aren't ravens like really smart. I've heard of some people like giving crows gifts and then the crow brings them something. I wonder if ravens are like that. We actually had a crow in our yard and it kept, you know, making like the call sound. So I didn't know what it was looking at, but I always notice them when I see them out. I don't see them a lot. I know that they're really, really smart. I wonder if ravens are like that. Oh, they're the smartest. Oh, I did not know that. So I wonder if you have to just find like a wild one and raise it, or if there's like a rescue out there that takes them in. I honestly don't know anything about birds. Hi, Crumble. Oh my gosh, wow. A 7-year-old child. That's incredible. I heard cats are like a 2 to 3-year-old, so they're smarter than a cat. If you do that, you most definitely need to record it. I would watch that. It'll be like the, gosh, I can't even remember the name. The boy that goes and goes into the woods and he has the hawk that hunts food for him. I loved that book when I was younger. Yeah, they are definitely wild animals. Not like a domestic animal that's, you know, depending on a human for all of its food. So I think that would be a ton of work, but that would be really, really interesting. Are you guys all ready to go back in? Anybody ready? So I think they're all kind of bored with being in their barn most of the time with rain and snow coming down. They never go out. Goats hate water. So they come out here for entertainment. That makes sense. That you had to build the trust bond with them. Okay guys, well I am going to jump off. I'm going to feed my bucks and bring some water in for these does. Hopefully Nutmeg does have her kids today because she is back in the corner by herself, which for me is a big red flag that she's getting ready to have her kids. So if she does, I'll hop back on and show you what she has. I'm curious to know myself. And Thank you for joining me. I love reading all of your comments while I do my morning chores. It's always a bright spot to my morning. So if I'm not back with Nutmeg's kids, I'll be back here at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Hope you all have a great Tuesday. Bye, everyone.